Version 1. Pop Revolutionary. Get ready to meet the girl from Michigan who was about to turn the music world upside down. Madonna Louise Ciccone arrived in New York City with just $35 in her pocket and a dream bigger than the Empire State Building itself. The early Madonna era was all about pure ambition and raw talent. Like a Virgin, Material Girl, and Holiday weren't just songs, they were statements that announced a new kind of pop star had arrived. Madonna was provocative, unapologetic, and absolutely fearless in a way that shocked conservative America and thrilled everyone else. What made this era absolutely fascinating was watching Madonna master the art of controversy while creating undeniably catchy pop music. She understood that in the entertainment business, being talked about was just as important as being talented. Her MTV videos were mini-movies that had everyone glued to their screens. Working with producers like Nile Rodgers, Madonna was crafting a sound that blended dance pop with rock influences, creating something fresh and exciting. Her voice was developing that distinctive style that would become instantly recognizable worldwide. This era established Madonna as more than just another pop singer. She was becoming a cultural phenomenon who understood how to use media, fashion, and music to create her own unique brand of stardom. Version 2. Multimedia Star. Welcome to Madonna's bold transformation phase. After conquering the pop charts, Madonna decided it was time to show the world she could act, sing, and completely reinvent herself all at the same time. Who's That Girl marked Madonna's serious entry into Hollywood, but more importantly, it showcased her evolving musical style. The soundtrack featured a more mature Madonna experimenting with Latin influences and sophisticated pop arrangements. Songs like La Isla Bonita transported listeners to exotic locations with their Spanish guitar and infectious rhythms. This era was all about Madonna proving she wasn't just a one-trick pony. She was taking acting lessons, working with acclaimed directors, and pushing her artistic boundaries in every direction. The Who's That Girl World Tour became a massive spectacle that combined theatrical elements with her greatest hits, showing fans a more polished and professional performer. What's really interesting about this period is how Madonna was learning to balance commercial success with artistic growth. She was collaborating with different producers, exploring new sounds, and developing the confidence that would define her later career. The tour was a huge success, grossing over $25 million, and proving Madonna could sell out arenas worldwide. This era showed Madonna as an artist unafraid to take risks and expand beyond the typical pop star formula. She was building the foundation for what would become one of the most successful reinvention strategies in entertainment history. Version 3. Controversial Artist. Hold on to your seats because this is where Madonna went from pop star to cultural lightning rod. The Like a Prayer era was Madonna at her most daring, controversial, and artistically ambitious, and it changed everything. Like a Prayer, the song was an absolute masterpiece that blended gospel, pop, and rock in a way nobody had ever heard before. But the music video, that's what had the entire world talking. Religious imagery, burning crosses, and Madonna receiving stigmata had religious groups protesting, while critics praised her artistic vision. This era showed Madonna as a serious artist who wasn't afraid to tackle complex themes of spirituality, sexuality, and social issues. Songs like Express Yourself became feminist anthems, while Oh Father revealed her most personal and vulnerable side. The album was her most cohesive work yet, showing incredible growth as a songwriter. Working with producer Patrick Leonard, Madonna created music that was both commercially successful and critically acclaimed. The album debuted at number 1 and spawned multiple hit singles, proving that controversy and quality could coexist beautifully. The Like a Prayer era also marked Madonna's peak as a cultural commentator. She wasn't just making music, she was starting conversations about religion, feminism, and artistic freedom. Pepsi famously cancelled her endorsement deal due to the controversial video, but Madonna didn't care. She was making art. This era established Madonna as an artist who could push boundaries while creating some of the best pop music of all time. Version 4. Fashion Icon. Welcome to the era where Madonna became the ultimate style icon and introduced the mainstream world to ballroom culture. The Vogue era was Madonna at her most fashionable, confident, and culturally influential. Vogue wasn't just a song. It was a cultural phenomenon that brought the underground ballroom scene from Harlem to living rooms across America. Madonna took this beautiful art form, created by Black and Latino LGBTQ+ communities, and gave it a global platform, complete with that iconic music video featuring stunning black and white cinematography. Inspired by classic Hollywood glamour, the I'm Breathless soundtrack showed Madonna collaborating with Stephen Sondheim and exploring different musical styles for the Dick Tracy film. But it was Vogue that became the era-defining moment, spending 3 weeks at #1 and becoming one of her biggest hits worldwide. This era was all about Madonna embracing high fashion and working with legendary photographers like Herb Ritts and Steven Meisel. Her Blonde Ambition World Tour became a theatrical masterpiece featuring those unforgettable cone bras designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Every costume change was a fashion statement, every performance a work of art. What made this era special was Madonna's ability to celebrate and honor ballroom culture while making it accessible to mainstream audiences. She wasn't just borrowing, she was paying tribute and bringing recognition to an incredible community that deserved the spotlight. The Vogue era proved Madonna was more than a pop star. She was a cultural curator with impeccable taste. Version 5, Provocative Pioneer. Buckle up, because this is where Madonna pushed every boundary imaginable. The Erotica era was Madonna, at her most provocative, fearless, and unapologetically sexual. And it nearly broke the internet before the internet even existed. Erotica, the album, was Madonna's exploration of sexuality, dominance, and human desire set to hypnotic dance beats. Working with Shep Pettibone, she created dark, seductive soundscapes that were unlike anything in mainstream pop. Songs like Deeper and Deeper and Rain showed her artistic range while maintaining that provocative edge. But let's talk about what really had everyone's attention: the Sex Coffee Table Book. Madonna, photographed by Steven Meisel in various states of undress and fantasy scenarios, was the most talked about. Publication of 1992. It sold over 1.5 million copies despite being wrapped in silver. Mylar and costing $50. The controversy was intense. MTV banned several of her videos. Radio stations refused to play her songs, and critics were divided between calling her a genius and a scandal. But Madonna didn't back down. She owned every moment of it with confidence that was absolutely magnetic. This era showed Madonna as an artist willing to sacrifice commercial success for artistic expression. While Erotica didn't achieve the massive sales of her previous albums, it established her as a fearless creative force who wouldn't be controlled by industry expectations. The Erotica era proved that Madonna was an artist first, pop star second, and she was ready to challenge society's taboos. Version 6, Spiritual Awakening. After years of controversy, Madonna surprised everyone with her most spiritually awakening and critically acclaimed transformation. The Ray of Light era showed the world a completely different side of the Queen of Pop. Introspective, maternal, and deeply artistic, Ray of Light was Madonna's meditation on motherhood, spirituality, and personal growth. Working with electronic music producer William Orbit, she created lush, atmospheric soundscapes that were unlike anything she'd done before. The title track was pure transcendence, 7 minutes of electronic bliss that had both critics and fans amazed by her artistic evolution. This era coincided with Madonna's study of Kabbalah and her newfound motherhood with Daughter Lords. You could hear the emotional depth in every song. Nothing Really Matters, Drowned World, and Mergirl revealed a mature artist reflecting on life, love, and what truly mattered to her. The album was a critical triumph, earning Madonna 4 Grammy Awards, including Best Pop Album. After years of being dismissed by critics as purely commercial, Ray of Light proved she was a serious artist, capable of creating sophisticated, meaningful music. What made this era so compelling was watching Madonna embrace vulnerability and spirituality without losing her edge. The music videos were artistic masterpieces, featuring stunning cinematography and symbolic imagery that matched the album's ethereal quality. The Ray of Light era showed that Madonna could reinvent herself yet again, this time as a thoughtful artist exploring life's deeper meanings. Version 7, Dancefloor Queen. Get ready to dance, because Madonna just delivered the ultimate party album. After experimenting with different sounds, the Confessions on a Dance Floor era was Madonna returning to her roots with the most infectious dance pop album of the 2000s. Working with Stuart Price, Madonna created a seamless 56-minute dance journey that flowed like one continuous DJ set. Hung Up sampled ABBA's Gimme, 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 and became an instant classic, proving that Madonna could still create irresistible pop anthems that had the entire world moving to the beat. This era was Madonna, at 47 years old, showing artists half her age how it's done. Sorry, Get Together and Jump were pure dance floor gold that dominated clubs worldwide. The album was her return to unapologetic fun after years of more serious artistic explorations. The Confessions Tour became one of the highest-grossing tours by a female artist at that time. Madonna's performances were spectacular productions featuring incredible staging, costume changes, and that legendary disco ball sequence that had audiences mesmerized. She was proving that age was just a number when it came to entertaining millions of fans. What made this era so successful was Madonna's decision to focus purely on making people happy through music. No heavy messages, no controversies, just pure, joyful pop music that reminded everyone why they fell in love with Madonna in the first place. The Confessions era showed that Madonna could still rule the charts and dance floors after more than 2 decades in business. Version 8, Ageless Icon. Welcome to Madonna's most defiant and reflective era. The Rebel Heart period showed the Queen of Pop refusing to fade quietly into the background, instead choosing to fight ageism in the music industry while celebrating her incredible legacy. Rebel Heart was Madonna's declaration that she wasn't going anywhere. Songs like Living for Love and Ghost Town showed her resilience and determination to keep evolving artistically. The album blended her classic pop sensibilities with contemporary sounds, proving she could still create relevant music in a youth-obsessed industry. This era has been marked by Madonna's outspoken stance against ageism in entertainment. At award shows and interviews, she's called out the double standards that allow male artists to age gracefully, while female artists face constant scrutiny. Her speeches have become rallying cries for women in entertainment everywhere. The celebration of her legacy has been incredible to witness. From tribute performances at major award shows to career-spanning documentaries, the world has finally started to fully appreciate Madonna's impact on music, fashion, and culture. She paved the way for every female pop star who came after her. Recent projects like her biopic development and various business ventures show Madonna as a multimedia mogul who's built an empire that extends far beyond music. She's proven that reinvention isn't just about changing your sound. It's about constantly evolving as a person and artist, from that ambitious girl with 35 diaslams in her pocket to the undisputed Queen of Pop with over 300 million records sold worldwide. Madonna's journey proves that with talent, determination, and fearless creativity, you can literally change the world and inspire generations. Which era of the Queen of Pop is your favorite? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know which legendary artist should get the Version Vault treatment next.